buongiorno, my name is Helena from Yummy Italy, and today I'm going to show you how to make a condiment, sauce, whatever you want to call it. It's not really a sauce, it's more of a condiment for gnocchi di ricotta alla menta. So I made some gnocchi di ricotta with mint and pecorino and sheep's ricotta cheese. This is a condiment that you can use for any pasta. It doesn't necessarily have to be with those, but I made this specifically with that. It's springtime, we're going on to summer. We've got these beautiful zucchini with the flowers on. It's really nice to kind of take advantage of those. I've just put on my hob. I just put in a tiny wee bit of butter. I'm going to put some oil in now as well. Don't want it to heat up too much. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put in my garlic and onions. Normally, I'm going to be honest, I tend to cook the onions or shallots first. Actually, these are shallots rather than onions. This pan is not doing what it's supposed to do. And it's just so that the garlic doesn't burn, but honestly, I was in a bit of a hurry and I just kind of plonked them in the bowl together. So I'm just going to soften the onions and garlic. I used olive oil. I used just a tiny wee bit of butter because there's not much olive oil left in my bottle. But honestly, under normal circumstances, I would use just olive oil as well. So I'm just going to leave that to soften a little tiny bit. What I've done, I used some canned cannellini beans. Here I've got chopped zucchini and carrots. I've got the zucchini flowers as well. And what I've also done, I've kept the cooking water from the cannellini beans. So I haven't thrown that away because that's going to actually thicken up our condiment and it's going to help us to bind it. Okay, so that's just kind of starting to cook. Smells really good. So I'm really lucky because I have a local farmer who I can go and buy all this from. So this morning I went to shop and my local farmer's name is Bruna, and I've been going to her for the last 15, 16, 17 years. And every spring when the cherries start to ripen, she opens her stand on the road close to where I live, and so I go to shop from her there. Okay, so that's starting to soften now. And I'm going to add my carrots and zucchini. Now, this is one of those recipes where, I mean, not just one of those, I'm one of those people that doesn't necessarily believe in sticking precisely to a recipe unless it's for pastry or very kind of specific and delicate things. But with things like this, you can add, I had kind of one medium carrot, I put the medium carrot in. If you've got two small carrots, put two small carrots in. Kind of try to eat quite a lot of vegetables. And this is completely vegetarian as well, huh? So I'm going to leave that to cook through a little bit. Like so. Now, like I said, I've got canned, well actually these were jarred cannellini beans, which I prefer. I didn't have any ready, but you can quite happily make cannellini beans at home in the pressure cooker without any problem. But like I said, keep the cooking water because it's really useful for binding. Now, like I said, you can or cannot stick to a recipe as you please. I've got a peperoncino here. I like to give it a little bit of a kick, my choice, not obligatory. All I'm doing, I'm opening up and I'm just going to put in some of the seeds, just a few of them, not very many. Because otherwise the people who I feed are going to kill me. There you go. Oh, it's really spicy. But I think, a bit of a kick, especially when we've got, kind of sheep's cheese things, is kind of quite nice. So I'm going to cook this slowly, just so it gets nice and creamy. Now, I was making something yesterday. I had some lemons. I've still got a bit of zest left. Because we've got all this kind of lovely pecorino flavour, mint flavour, zucchini, cannellini beans, I'm just going to use the rest of the lemon zest to put in there. Again, like I said, it's one of those, you know, not obligatory recipes. A lot of the time, this is kind of one of my own. I'm sure there's, you know, a similar recipe somewhere, but this is my own. And literally, kind of a little bit sort of invented with what I found at the farmers this morning. God, that's already starting to smell beautiful with the lemon zest. I think something went flying there. I think a bit of zucchini went flying just now. Oops, the carrot went flying as well. So here I've got some lemon zest as well. So I'm just literally, you know, using the zest of these beautiful lemons, which I bought from a greengrocer actually from the Amalfi Coast. And they smell absolutely gorgeous. So I don't want to really throw that away. I'm not putting the cannellini beans in yet because they're soft, because they've already been cooked, because like I said before, I put them in a jar. I'm going to put the mint in here at the end. What I am going to do now though is put in a little bit of salt. This is actually coarse salt, it's going to dissolve. But I'm putting that in now to draw out the water from the zucchini. And make them creamier. We're really lucky here actually. We've got these really lovely sort of light green ones. I mean, this is a beautiful flower. What I normally do, while that's cooking, I'll show you. I open up the flower, so I take it off from there. I open it up, and the bit inside I take away. Sort of the middle bit, I take away the middle bit and I throw it away. Quite often this is the place where you get little insects hiding, and so you always want to kind of open the flowers because, you know, if you want it to be vegetarian, you might get extra protein from a little insect floating. I found one of the ones that I think two of these actually that I opened, they had a little insect floating around. So this I'm just kind of cooking, like I said, very gently. We don't want it, honestly, to be too soft. You know, we've got these beautiful, I mean, these, you know, vegetables are literally just freshly sort of picked either yesterday or this morning. So, you know, we want them to kind of maintain a bit of a crunch. This is a really, like I said, really low heat, just so we kind of keep and maintain the creaminess. Okay. Now, I'm going to cook that for another couple of minutes. These I'm going to add right at the very, very end, just before I serve the dish. So when I've already cooked my pasta, I'm going to add these to this, and we're going to literally just get them to wilt a little bit. They're actually, I don't know if you've ever tasted zucchini or pumpkin flowers. They're quite sweet and they're really lovely. And obviously you can do a ton of different things with them. You can fill them. One of my favourite ways is with mozzarella and anchovy, and then you can deep fry them. Or another way is filled with ricotta and mint again, or other herbs. You can put in chives, you can put in thyme, whatever you've got. And then you can also bake those in a pan or in the oven. Or you can just put them as they are. Always best, honestly, like I said, to kind of open them up a little bit, even if it's just a tiny bit, and check there are no insects. And you can just batter them and deep fry them. So like a kind of tempura. Okay, so this is starting to get really nice and soft. I'm going to turn up the heat just a wee bit. So I'm going to show you what that looks like now. You see? So we've got these lovely colours. And like I said, you know, I don't really want the vegetables too soft, which is why I'm cooking them really, really slowly. I just want them to have a little crunch. Okay. And the other thing I'm going to add as well at the end, I've got to go out and pick some, is some mint. So leave that. Now I'm going to add the cannellini beans. Like so. I'm going to add the cooking water. So this is just like in Mediterranean countries, I don't know whether they do that in Northern Europe as well, they measure things kind of fingers width. You know, in Italy they say due dita di, so 2 fingers of whatever. So I was just looking out the window, there was a bird flying by. So this is about, you know, kind of 1.5 fingers. And all that's going to do is just kind of really make it nice and creamy. It already is. And that's going to go, I'm just going to cook that through for another couple of minutes. So what did we have? Just to kind of recap, we had the shallots and the garlic. We had the chopped zucchini and carrot. We had some lemon zest. We had a few dried peperoncino seeds, a little bit of salt, and then right at the very end I'm going to use these beautiful zucchini flowers. So I can't remember whether I said so before, but what I did, I washed them, rinsed them a little bit in cold running water, and then I opened them up, took out the middle bit, and then just tore them into 4 strips. You can honestly tear them a little bit more. It's up to you. You know, I like them, you know, to be able to see them properly rather than for them to kind of disintegrate into nothing. I just think they're so beautiful and really flavoursome. And these are actually great in things like risotto, if you make a zucchini risotto, and you've got the flowers. Then, okay, so that's actually done. So you can see, can you see that? It's really, really nice and creamy. It's beautiful. It's going to cover my pasta really nicely. Okay, so I'm going to leave that now. I'm going to switch that off. And afterwards I'll show you what the finished dish looks like. Okay. Okay, so I've just drained my gnocchi. Turn up the heat, that's nice. And I put a bit of gnocchi cooking water in there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in my flowers, my zucchini flowers. And I'm going to just give that a good shake. Like that, like so. Okay, so we're going to go very gently and mix those zucchini flowers in as well, so they wilt a little bit. Like I said, we don't want them really kind of heavily cooked. Just really gentle. And the other thing we don't want to do is kind of squash the gnocchi either, like that. There we go. Okay. Right, and I would say that we're done. So there we have ricotta gnocchi with zucchini, carrots, zucchini flowers, mint, new ricotta gnocchi with mint and pecorino and sheep's cheese. So it's actually a really beautiful spring and summer dish. And as my son will attest, they're always much better from the pan. So I'm going to try these from the pan first. He's looking at me, he's going, why are you eating them and I'm not? So good. Buon appetito.